October 5th, 2019, and I wanted to show you guys this pepper, a pepper we were really excited to grow this year in our yard. This is a Midwest cross. It's a cross between an Oda and either a jalapeno, black Hungarian, or possibly even poblano. I'll show you a little bit more in just a second though. We grew these from some Oda seeds that had the cross in them, and we were excited to see the cross. We always like to see unique things out in the yard, and this is a pepper that's been really excellent for us, and I would really kind of try to promote. We got two variants this year from the seeds that we grew last year too. Last year, I don't know if I have a picture. If I do, I'll try to throw it up, but I don't think that I do. But one of them was shaped like a tongue. It was black with like red for the like a fiery tongue, and one of them was shaped almost like a stuffer or a typical thicker jalapeno stuffing pepper. So I'm calling this one over here is the fire stuffer, and I'm calling this one over here the black tongue pepper. These are the two variants that came from the Midwest into our yard this year. Let me show you this one right here. We got some more in the house that have ripened and we are ready to save seeds from. I'll show those ones to you guys in a moment as well. But this one right here, it looks a lot more like it was crossed with a jalapeno. It has the typical jalapeno shape, a little bit wider maybe than the typical jalapeno, but also if it's it was crossed with an Oda, which is normally a wider pepper anyway, so it made it just retain that a little bit. It also comes out green. It really seems to have a lot of green features, even though it can get the dark coloring. So this is the fire stuffer. And this is the Midwest black tongue. We have some better looking ones that are in there. I'll pull this one off right here. So it kind of looks mostly like a tongue shape. These two won't be seed pods we're saving from. Our cold snap's kind of making us have to rush some of these things, but we do have seeds to be saved off of the black tongue and the fire stuffer. So two Midwest cross variants that happened in our yard this year, and we'll take them inside and show you guys what they look like. Love you. Catch you in a second. Alright, so we got the seeds a couple years ago. Oda seeds, saved from our friend Midwest. I don't think he really needs an introduction. I'll provide a link in the description, but if you don't know who he is yet, then I'm kind of confused at what you're doing here. But anyhow, we went ahead and planted those, got two different kinds of variants, and we ended up mixing the seeds for the variants. And so when we planted the variants to do the second year grow to see if we could find a stable pepper, we ended up with both variants in the yard again. And so we'll save these individually as each variant. Let me show you. This is the fire stuffer pepper, what we're calling the fire stuffer. And they get a really dark, then they go green again, and then red, and it'll almost look like smoke and fire on the pepper when it's there. And every time we've tried these peppers in the past, this year and everything else like that, they have some serious thunder heat. It kind of creeps up on you though. It's not one of those ones like a jalapeno that just starts burning. This is like a rolling thunder over the top of your entire tongue, starting from the tip all the way back. So very hot peppers. These are the ones we're saving seeds from though. We let ripen on the counter for a little bit. So that's the fire stuffer one, and this is the one that we are calling the black tongue. The black tongue pepper, they look like they may be black Hungarian or poblano, so it may be a double cross going on here. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but just different kinds of variants that kind of went through. This one has more of the flatter shape of, say, a poblano. It also has almost the softness of it, the way that they don't really dry really well, but they also do keep air pockets in there. So if you're just trying to dry them, you might want to poke a hole in there so that you can let some airflow in, because it takes a long time to dry if you don't get that air pocket out of there. But these are a couple of the tongue-shaped peppers, and they go completely pretty much black, and then they will eventually get some red on them, but it's so light and it takes forever for that to even show up. So they're pretty much ripe when they're still this color right here. We're not saving the seeds from these two right here, we're saving the seeds from these ones. So black tongue, fire stuffer. We'll open the black tongue first. You can see this one started getting some splitting. It's been out there so long. So This, with the way that the shell is and stuff like that, these make good peppers because they're not quite as thick-walled as like a jalapeno, but the walls are more durable, if that makes any kind of sense. So if you're trying to stuff them, it makes a little bit more of a crispy wall to hold it in to make up for the lack of thickness of the wall. This one makes me think more of Black Hungarian when I look at that. But when I look at the shape of that, I think poblano. And then when I look at this one here, I think jalapeno. So regardless of what it is, we've been calling this one the Midwest Cross. I hope that's alright. This is the fire stuffer.
It's a lot thicker. The walls are thicker on this one. Closer to the Oda.
Boatloads of seeds, so I'm guessing our seed saves are going to turn out really, really well. Alright, so we'll start with the fire stuffer. A really, really excellent, super hot stuff. Not, I wouldn't call it super hot, because super hots, they get really hot in the pepper world, but wow, I'm already getting a little bit of that mist coming up. But this is the fire stuffer. Really, really slow. It starts to slowly build and build and build in heat. Even from down near the tip, and I'd say that these are probably around 15,000 to 20,000 Scovilles for some reason. Over at Midwest channel, I'll provide a link to Midwest of course, but over at his channel he grew a bunch of them too, and he noticed that the lighter of the color on the shell of these stuffer ones, the less heat that there was. And ours are coming out, I'd say medium, so I would call this hot. That's why I've been calling it the Midwest fire stuffer in our yard. Alright, let me get this other one out of the way and then we'll see if Angel wants to try any. Alright, and this one is the black tongue. The darker the color is usually the more heat with these ones. The placenta in the seeds always almost has more heat. Wow, the taste is way different too. This one has a little bit more of a green taste, not a underdone taste, but a green taste. And this one has more of a crisp, typical bell pepper taste with fire on it.
Is the black one hotter?
It spread quicker, the heat did. Alright, let me see if Angel you want to give it a try?
Yeah.
Alright, no pressure.
No pressure.
After eating the second one, I did need to take a little bit of orange juice. We're big wimps on heat, so this is probably not something that somebody that's interested in hot peppers or doesn't mind a little bit of spicy food.
It is warm.
It's that rolling thunder too. Mine still sits right here on my tongue. It starts at the tip and then it slowly goes back, and it takes about 10 minutes to recover from the heat.
That was warm. It's very juicy and crispy though. Very juicy. Maybe it's because I went on the same pepper and I went up a little bit higher. But that was warm on me. That's okay, the cool season's coming in and you can use as much vitamin C as you can to keep from getting sick. I know peppers definitely help with that. Anytime I catch a cold, I always eat hot peppers in my soup, and it helps the cold go by faster. Give this one a try.
Side by side, you definitely notice a flavor difference, huh?
There is a big difference in flavor. This one does taste more green. It's not as juicy or as crisp This one's definitely more crisp, like a bell pepper or an Oda. So it definitely has more of the Oda features in this pepper than this one does.
To me, both of them too, they get to like a juicy point where you let them ripen like this, and you could almost, like when we open them up and we take the seeds, what we're probably being doing with these pods and these pods is setting them in the oven on low heat and letting them dry, and it's really, really like a pungent, strong flavored pepper powder.
To be honest, maybe it was the bite I took. I think this one was hotter than this one. Maybe because it has more juice.
Yeah, and I took them one right after another as well, so I still got heat though. I still got thunder.
You know what? That one's hotter.
Hotter?
More pungent. It's hotter. The black one's hotter.
All right, so we got the Midwest Fire Stuffer and the Midwest Black Tongue. Those are peppers that we grew in our yard this year. They're variants from a Midwest cross. We'd like to thank them once again for, providing something unique for our yard. We really love these kind of peppers. They are hot. They are thunder. Anybody who's into spicy food and stuff, making powders and stuffing peppers, things like that, these are really, really excellent high producers. So,
and I think this one has better flavor. This one is just more like, it almost reminds me of eating some hot cayenne powder, sticking a spoon of hot cayenne powder in your mouth.
Yeah, so great for powdering, stuffing. We'll be growing them again next year. We'll probably go with the first ones again to kind of gamble on the Oda in the Midwest to see if we can pull another variant. But we love you guys. This video is getting long. Sorry about the length. I'll come back with you in a second on an afterthought. Thanks. Bye. So the Midwest Black Tongue and the Midwest Fire Stuffer. Year 2 variants on a cross between an Oda and jalapeno poblano, or black Hungarian, I believe. Maybe even 2 crosses that came from it. We really love this pepper. We love anything unique in our yard. As you can see, we cluster so much that any seeds that we share with anybody or save has a higher chance of cross-pollinating. We do hand pollinate because we don't get as many pollinators as we would like. A lot of birds if they'd start pollinating. But I know this video has gotten kind of long. Thanks for spending some time with us. These plants will probably be harvested and pulled because we have been going through some cold. It doesn't look like it right now with the sun out, but we're on our 5th night tonight of freezing cold temperatures at night, so just helps a lot. The shade cloth kind of keeps out the north wind. Everything boxed in here like this kind of keeps it a little bit protected. But this is UT and Angel. Anything else you want to say, hon?
Love you guys. Thanks for watching.